Hello and welcome to my July wrap-up. It's going to be a lengthy one because I went to Yale at the end of July, which bumped up my books to a lot more than I was planning on buying in between moving houses as well. So here goes. I'm going to try and get through them at a decent speed at least, because there's quite a few of them. So first one that I got in July was Nothing Tastes as Good by Claire Hennessy, which is it's the last book I ever bought with my Waterstone staff discount, which gives it a very special place in my heart. It is a story about Annabelle, who is a girl who has died and has become a guardian angel to another girl called Julia, and Julia is overweight, and Annabelle feels that that's her job as her guardian angel, is to help her become thinner, help her lose weight. And it's I haven't read it yet, but it obviously is looking at ideas of eating disorders, body image, and just kind of how society views how women are supposed to look and be and act, which I think is going to be very sharp and very affecting and very good for people who have enjoyed Louise O'Neill. So I'm looking forward to that one. It should be pretty good. The next book that I got in July, which I screamed when it turned up at work at the shop, is a proof called A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which is the sequel to her book The Long Road to a Small Angry Planet, which is one of the best books. In fact, both of them are two of the best books I've ever read, science fiction or otherwise. They are outstanding novels, and I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video because I think I'm going to do a review for Becky Chambers' books as a duo, as they stand at the moment, a bit later on, because they're so good. This isn't out until October, but if you get a chance to pick up The Long Road to a Small Angry Planet, I would do it in a heartbeat. It's phenomenal. Okay, now it's time to move on to the tasty books that I got at YALC, or the Young Adult Literature Convention. Oh, not a book, but I did check out this sweet Patrick Ness, The Rest of Us Just Live Here t-shirt that says, "I am not the chosen one." It's probably really wobbly, I can't really see what you're looking at. But yes, I also got books while I was there, because it seemed like the sort of thing you should probably do when surrounded by books. Buy some books. One that I picked up for free, which I've read already and have spoken about in my July wrap-up if you want to know a bit more, is The King of Rats by Melinda Salisbury, which is a short story set within her Sin Eater's Daughter universe. It's brilliant. You can read it in about half an hour, but it's absolutely gorgeously written. Really, really good. But see my other video and you'll find out a bit more about why you should track it down. The next book that I picked up, which was a must, is Unboxed by Non Pratt, who is one of my favourite YA authors. I'm already very excited to read it. It's a short one that she's written for Barrington Stoke, who are a publisher who specialise in books for dyslexic readers, and they work really well because they do very powerful, very potent stories, but write them in shorter formats with kind of just a style that works better for reluctant readers. Unboxed, already the idea behind it is making me quite emotional. It's about a group of friends who create a memory box and bury it when they are younger teenagers, and at 18 choose to dig it up again, but one of their friends has died and her memories are in this box and she won't be there. And yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that idea for a story. I'm sure it's going to break me inside. I'm really excited about it because, you know, when you like books, you get really excited about being emotionally damaged by books. The next book I know very little about. It is The Yellow Room by Jess Vallance. Jess's debut, Birdie, was phenomenal, kind of like the American Psycho of YA, which is a comparison I stand by. So I bought it. I know very little about what it's about, other than a girl who has discovered that her father has died. That's about it. But I know that Jess is one of the coolest, kind of just slickest authors. Her books are always really, really dark, really witty, and I'm just looking forward to it. So sometimes it's good to go into a book blind. Another one that I picked up from Yalc was Haunt Me by Liz Kessler, who is a wonderful author who will get you locked in a park, drinking Prosecco at 11 o'clock at night. This is kind of a paranormal romance. I get the impression it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but quite standard YA, about a girl who falls in love with a ghost, which I think will be good fun. I think it'll be a bit different, quite sweet, and I like Liz Kessler anyway. She's good people. The other book I picked up in July, not a Yalc now, a little bit later, is Wonder Boy by Nicole Burstein. Nicole is a good friend of mine who I've known for a long time now, since she was a bookseller, and this is her second novel. The first one was called Other Girl and is about the best friend of a superhero who doesn't have any powers, and Wonder Boy is about a boy who discovers he has telekinetic powers and expects that to change his life and make his life amazingly easy, and it's about how life doesn't work like that and there are no quick fixes. Nicole's books are always really good fun, very emotionally kind of involved. She manages to boil down some difficult subject into very fun situations, so I'm looking forward to that one as well. Of course, the other book, another book that I got in July, how could it not be anything but the 31st of July, I went to the midnight launch at Waterstones Piccadilly for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Words cannot describe how excited I am. I'm not going to read the book. I do have tickets to see the play in October, and I genuinely believe you should always see a play rather than read the script, because the script is not meant to be read like that. It's supposed to be performed. You can't really engage with the story in script format, so I will read the script after I have seen the play to kind of get myself more into the story's headspace, but I think you'll lose a lot of the subtlety if you read the script beforehand. Obviously, if you're not lucky enough to get a chance to go see the play, then it's the next best thing. I will say one thing to all the people who keep asking when the book is coming out. This physical object here, is a book, okay? So stop asking when the book is coming out. A story told through prose is a novel. A script is told in script format, and poetry is poetry, but they all come in books. This is a book. And the last book that I picked up in July, which I am about halfway through at the moment, is the absolutely phenomenal The Call by Pada O'Gillan, which is an Irish YA novel set in a world where teenagers are called by the Sidhe, who are fairies of Irish folklore, and they call the children, the teenagers, into another world called the Greylands, and when there, they must fight for their lives for 24 hours against the very twisted, beautiful but sadistic Sidhe people. So far, it's been very fast-paced. It jumps around from lots of different perspectives, which gives it this kind of feel of chaos and kind of really driven plot. So I'm enjoying it so far, and I look forward to seeing where it goes. It's out on the 1st of September from David Fickling Books, who are brilliant, and I'm really excited to see it out there because it's gorgeous. Look at it. Really twisted, very haunting. And that's it. That's all the books that I got in July, which is, like I said, more than I meant to. Hopefully that video is not too long. We'll have to find out after the edits, I guess. So if you watched right to the end, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And thank you for sticking with me. It's been a pleasure.